Streaming live across the globe to nerds around the nation. Everything Noob starts now.
Hello and welcome to the podcast, everybody. Episode 34.
Big 3-4.
The big 3-4, the one everyone looks forward to.
I know, that's midlife crisis time.
This is the turning point of the show. Everything changes now.
I'm going to turn this podcast around tomorrow.
Don't
I
make
got
me
new
reach
internet,
back
and Jemmy has a new mic. She's now officially a DJ.
No, this is the old mic. Just now there's an arm bringing it in.
Now it's
bringing it closer.
being distracting and hanging over your face.
I know.
Sorry.
Don't
I
apologize
don't want
to
to
me.
say what it looks
Not
like.
anybody wants to see my face.
I don't want to
Actually,
say what it looks like.
yeah, it... Oh, wow. Never mind then. She went there for me.
Yeah, that's just for the visual listeners.
Yeah, just for the you people who are nice enough to come and watch the show live and watch it on YouTube get to see that.
Yeah.
And now we lost all of our viewers.
And now everybody left.
Out.
We're done.
Not that kind of show anymore.
So, welcome to the show. It is post E3 time. Holy crap.
Yeah.
It was a big one this year. Especially
always-
at how bad last year's was.
And did my prediction
Big
come
turnaround.
true?
Your prediction, I believe, did come true. I believe all
That's
of our
right.
predictions came true. I started to lose hope for it, and it turns out, no, we were right.
Yeah, for those that don't remember, last show I said that I think that Sony is going to win in E3 this year.
I
We
think
did get
versus
a
Xbox.
really good turnout.
I think
I don't know if you guys seen some of the pictures floating around on the web, the meme pictures. There's some pretty good ones.
Of Xbox One.
Well, more glorifying PlayStation and downing the Xbox One.
I do love the what Sony did with that video on showing how to share your games.
Oh, that one.
Oh my
was-
gosh.
That was
That
golden.
was really cool. Yep.
Yeah, Sony did a video, step-by-step process of how to share your video games on the PS4, and it was really well done. It was step one, share the game, and after the little screen, it was like this long transition screen, and then it was just one guy handing it to the other, and the guy looks.
He
at the
never
camera.
let go,
goes-
though. He
Oh, he
never
goes-
let go.
Oh.
There you go. And he goes, "Oh, thank you."
I wonder if that's a
So-
hidden message, like they're
Yeah.
lying.
A
to
hidden
people.
message or some.
He didn't let
something,
go,
yeah.
so maybe after the cameras turned off, they're fighting over it. It's a fight to the
That
death.
is my game. I don't share.
Yeah. No, oh man, my favorite one of my favorites I saw, there's a diagram out there. It's you kind of just have to see it. It's hard to explain and still be funny, but it's an Xbox versus a brick. And it lays out all the things that the Xbox One does versus what a brick does. And one of them is like DRM free Xbox no, brick yes. And
Well, the Xbox One does connect to the internet, and a brick does not.
yeah.
But
There
it
is
It was
that.
pretty fair.
It
It was
does
a very
look like a brick.
It was a very fair. You know what? I have it on my phone. I don't think it's worth explaining, but it was a very fair thing. So the price, $4.99 versus 72 cents. The DRM free thing, extra fee if used. Yes for the Xbox, no for the brick. Does it watch you? Always. It can't. Requires internet once a day? No. Region locked? Yes. No. Features that probably won't work? Plenty. And then the brick says it won't stop working. If it stops working, how can it be used? And both of them say as a brick.
Or a very large paperweight.
Just
Yeah.
throw it through somebody's window.
Build houses with it.
Ugh.
Oh, that would be so cool. A
But
house
then-
built with all Xbox Ones.
It'd be watching you constantly.
Oh,
I don't
someone
know how
in
I feel about that.
someone in the live chat. No, not if it's not working. Someone in the live chat put up a link to what I think that might
The
be it.
Xbox One brick.
Yeah, versus the brick.
Hey, but you can play sports on your Xbox One, and
You can play sports
manage
with a
your
brick.
league
You,
while you watch TV.
you could play sports with a brick.
And then you can go to live TV
What
to see real
sport
sports.
are you playing with a brick that
Any
you
s-
want to play?
Any sport where you could take out the ball and replace it with a brick.
Well, there's Castle Story. They use
I
bricks.
just imagine soccer with a
There's
brick.
there's base brick. There's brick ball,
Right.
foot brick.
Oh no! The chat is awful tonight.
And
Dodge the brick.
Minecraft now has bricks or clay bricks.
Clay
anyway.
bricks.
They've
Clay-
had those
Well, the
No,
bricks they had, but
Now they have
clay
hardened clay blocks in Minecraft.
hardened.
So you know how I've always complained about people who use wool to get like white, because there's no drywall in Minecraft, but you don't. They brought back the not brought back the Nether quartz bricks. I always thought, okay, cool, there's your white, but now there's hardened clay blocks of all. You can dye them any color, so you can make houses out of a
Pueblo.
sturdy,
A real Pueblo.
yeah, you can make houses out of a sturdy material that isn't stupid because it's wool.
And when you hit it, it doesn't go poof.
Yeah,
Instead, it goes.
it's more. I don't. I like it.
It's hard. It feels. Yeah.
I
it's
like using snow for white,
Of course, you do.
personally.
Oh, then it's.
It's got no blast resistance, but it looks really good.
Snow sucks.
I know, that's why I used it.
Snow sucks. Yeah,
I
I like
use this big
Dodge Brick.
Snow monument.
Dodge Brick has
So,
to be my favorite.
E3 was an incredible event.
Mm-hmm.
It
So-
revealed a lot.
What was your favorite thing that you saw, Lito?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I was like intent on the SOE panel that talked about all the different things that are going on with Sony Online Entertainment, because I was really focused on Dragon's Prophet, which was a game I've been messing around with.
Really?
And,
What's Dragon's Prophet?
Found out, they kind of hinted, and they were like trying to. One of the guys, you guys know who Jace Hall?
No.
Well, he did some stuff on. He did some videos and stuff. Anyway, he was trying to drag out of the guy that's like one of the heads of the MMOs in the SOE, and he was trying to get information about this EverQuest Next that's supposed to be coming out.
Yeah, they talked about
And
that forever ago, and no one's heard anything about it.
Yeah,
They
and
just keep teasing us.
well, PlanetSide 2 uses this Forge. What is it called? Forge something. Forge Light.
Forge
yeah,
mod
Forge
loader.
Light. Forge Light engine, which is each of the games that you play use a specific engine. There are some games that use the same engine. Like for instance, your Steam actually Valve games all use pretty much the same engine. Half-Life 2, Half-Life, they all use the same engine. Well, this new MMO EverQuest Next is going to be using the same engine that PlanetSide 2 uses, which will make it very possible. In other words, they want to try to make it a seamless world where there's no zones, no instances. It is an instance, and if you played Rift before, it might be similar to that, I would imagine.
Wait, hold on. There's no instances? Like, there's no privately... Because an instance is supposed to take you out of the big world and put you with your friends in your own place.
I think what they're saying is there's not going to be like, you don't go into this portal and then you got a loading screen and you wait for your friends to join. Instead, you just walk right into it and everybody follows you in. There's no partying. It's just all seamless. It's all seamless. There's no loading screens. You're there and that's it.
So can other people just follow you in though when you don't want them to? Or do they have to be a part of a
know.
party?
They don't. They're not releasing any information about it. This is just stuff that they've said, like via, other conferences and things they've done. They've hinted to things that they might be bringing out in this game, but I don't know how that will work. But it sounds like it's going to be really, really interesting. And everybody knows EverQuest started in 1999. It was basically the first MMO to freaking come out, and it's like beforehand everybody played Dungeons and Dragons on a table. Now they were able to actually play it in a game. I mean, if you look at it now, it's like terrible graphics, terrible everything. But back then, that was awesome. And then they came out with EverQuest 2, obviously, to update any graphics and to bring in new lore. And then now they're going to come out with EverQuest Next, which will be completely, a revamped engine, which will have many possibilities. They're saying it's supposed to be unlike any MMO we've ever played. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, are we sure that that was the first MMO? I'm kind of hung up on that. I think Ultima Online is up there before EverQuest, right?
It's the first like huge one.
I think it's the first 3D one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was-
I think that is
before
easily
then
fair
was-
to say.
There were before then I think it was called MUDs. They were called MUDs.
Oh, the
Multi-user.
text-based ones?
Yeah,
oh, I loved
those were the real MMOs. And I think Ultima Online was basically graphicized, if you want to call it, the MUD system or whatever. But I think EverQuest was the first 3D environment,
Yeah.
first person, third person, whatever you want to call it, third person view of the game. That was like kind of like one of the first ones, one of the first massive ones that came out.
I remember that. I think I heard of EverQuest as it was at the end of its life, so I never got to enjoy it or anything. And then EverQuest 2, I think, tanked completely. I don't know. I didn't know anyone who played it.
It
Well,
didn't
there was-
do as well. That's definitely...
They were transitioning, and what happened was EverQuest 2 when it came out was a monthly subscription, and then they juggle around with free to play. So then they had two EverQuest 2s, one that was monthly and one was free to play, and you couldn't join servers with them. Now I think it's just fully free to play, and so now you can join on with your friends if they're and then they have SOE has come up with a standardized system, and what they do is you can become a member or not, and the member just gives you extra bank slots, extra bag slots.
So just things to
some other
entice you to
things.
buy, no pay to win.
No
No.
pay to win, and that's what I like about Sony Online Entertainment is they've really stuck to that. They haven't made any of their games pay to win, and some of their games actually they're basically the publisher of these games that, like for instance, Dragon's Prophet exists in like China or whatever, and what they do is they publish it for the American side, so they have obviously full support from the actual developers, and so they can do anything they want with the game with it being here in America. But a lot of the games are made outside, and then Sony Online Entertainment just publishes them and uses them. Yeah.
So there's going to be some
And so-
diversity there, and it's not all going to feel like you're playing like a Blizzard
Yeah, like-
game.
New graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, like DC Universes by DC Comics. Dragon's Prophets by Runewaker, who makes Runes of Magic. EverQuest was developed way before even Sony Online Entertainment ever existed, and so yeah, that's really cool. Now, from what I understand, Sony Online Entertainment has had a working partnership with NVIDIA ever since EverQuest, and so because of that, this new EverQuest 3 or EverQuest Next is going to use real physics and physics engine. The engine itself is going to have physics, so you will actually be able to, just like some of your single-player games where you'll be able to destroy the area around you, the environment around you. There'll be physics, so
destructible scenery kind of stuff.
destructible scenery.
That always feels
when,
really
when you
good.
kill somebody,
I love
they're actually going to fall, and like ragdoll type, like in Skyrim.
Yeah. I
When
love
you kill
destructible
something, you
scenery.
can kick them around.
I feel like every game that involves combat should have some sort of destructible scenery in it. I know you just can't take the world of Skyrim and blow it to pieces, that would suck. But
That would be awesome.
I'd like to be able to punch through barrels.
yeah,
Like that's enough for me.
Yeah.
I was happy with like the older Halo games. They had like pallets on the ground and you could just beat them and they broke into pieces. Stuff like that it's cool. It makes it makes it feel like they really paid attention to details instead of just made a game where you shoot each other in this world that just sits there still all the time. I like
Yeah.
things. What I like about shooters and stuff is when the map, you can destroy something and it changes something about the map. Little things like in Halo, for example, I think one of the maps, it has this big spinning wheel in it, and they've named it a few different things throughout all the games. And you can hit, there's like a bridge, a little tiny bridge. It just makes it easier to walk around, and eventually someone will break something, and the bridge will fall down, and you can walk over it. And the whole game, it sits like that. It doesn't reset or anything
that's
else.
cool.
Little things like that are fun because a player has to trigger it, and you can take that idea and make it so much bigger, like one thing you do affects all the players in that game. I don't know. I like stuff
Right.
like that,
Well,
little things.
I would imagine being an MMO though. I mean, I don't think that. I think once a barrel or whatever is destroyed, or a wall, when you break down a wall, I've seen that in a lot of MMOs where you can break down a wall and it crumbles, and
Yeah.
so but it's almost, you can tell it's almost like cinematics. It's not real. It's not like within the game. It's part of that one particular scene, and that's it. But I would imagine this stuff would have to respawn. You can't, like, you know, break a barrel and then it's gone forever in an MMO because, you know, that wouldn't
I'm talking
work too
about
well, so.
a game like a PvP environment, for example. It resets after every time the PvP match is over. And
Right,
during
when
the
it's
PvP match,
all
you can
over.
screw this place up. You go in there, and there's buildings and bases and everything, and people are shooting magic around, and it hits the side of a building, and the building just crumbles away. And that whole rest of the PvP match, you can't use that building if it gets blown to pieces. That would be really
Correct.
cool. That would make a
that
strategy
would
to
be
it.
cool.
Well, the problem with this, though, is you get too much destructible stuff, it starts to really, like, drag on your system, and MMOs are trying to go for the broadest audience possible, so they also kind of need to cater to the lower end of things.
And that's what this Forge Light
So it seeks to do.
engine that they're going to be using will work with a 5-year-old computer, as they say. That this will not affect performance, because what it will do is it's progressive. It'll set itself according to your system, so it's not going to stay the same.
That's pretty cool. I think it's about time we take a hard look at technology and figure out what the hell we can do with it, because games have been the same for a while now. I mean, there's new concepts, new stories, new this, new that, but I think the first time I saw a game really take advantage of destructible scenery was Battlefield 1943 for the Xbox. Not Battlefield 1942. There was a version they made for the Xbox 360 that you could download, and it was really fun. It didn't have a whole lot to it. It was really cheap, but there was a few different levels people played in, and you had all the planes, you had vehicles you could drive, and everything was destructible, all the bases. So during this match, there could be people trying to capture this base, right? And you know how in Battlefield you hide in the building and you just kind of wait? I'm sure the new Battlefields probably incorporate this to some level too.
Oh, it looks so amazing,
Yeah.
new Battlefield.
But you could take your plane and bomb the crap out of this building, and not only will the people inside die, but the building itself will just be flattened for the rest of the match. And it's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. That is awesome.
And I'm
thinking,
thinking
that's cool stuff right there.
I'm thinking this really sets a new bar for all shooters, honestly. Like, it needs to be this way by now. We have to have this because it's just the next thing that games just never do. It makes it more fun.
Makes it more real.
I put tons of hours into that game because I just loved, I loved how much more realistic it made it. Because in real life, like Call of Duty does it a little bit where you can shoot through like a wooden wall and the person will get hit by the bullets. Because in real life, you can shoot right through wood. And then if the structure is made out of a strong metal, it won't, So.
Well, like for instance, back in the day of first-person shooters, when they were first around or whatever, when you shot a window, it would leave like a bullet mark on the window, but and then it would slowly kind of disappear. Then you could shoot it again, and it would just leave bullet marks. It would never break through the glass.
I always would try to write my name, like before, like it would go away.
Yeah, I remember people did that.
Am I the only person who ever did that?
No,
like,
I did that.
Do that.
I try to draw wieners, so my friends walking by would be like, "Oh, what the hell?" But it's fun. And,
Paintball mode, golden eye.
Yeah, and that game kept the bullet holes stayed in the wall for a while, and you'd think, wow, one day games are going to be able to have destructible scenery where if I shoot through the wall, there's going to be a hole in the wall for the rest of that game. And now, I've always thought it'd be cool if there were bodies eventually littering everywhere. Because you're shooting through all this time.
Oh, I don't know. That's getting kind of gross and morbid.
I'd love it. I mean, maybe it's a feature you could turn off. Let's be fair, but I'd love that. I'd love the idea.
You would just love floppy dead bodies everywhere.
Just littering the ground over time. The game. The more rounds you add to the game, the harder it gets.
First 200 wins. So there's tons and tons of bodies.
Yeah, exactly. That should be, especially zombie games. I mean, it's a game about undead things chasing you around. If I kill them, they should be there. I mean, maybe ready to reanimate. Maybe another zombie can come and I don't know. I don't know. I just like that idea of destructible scenery in a game, especially if the game is rounds and it's not going to affect anything permanently like in an MMO.
Well, I mean, some games, that is actually a tool for me. Like if the bodies stay in the game, it tells me I've been in that area already.
Hey.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been here before. Here's me. Kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh man, going back to E3, there's a few things they released that I am just super stoked about. One of them being
What is it?
Kingdom
Give
Hearts.
it to me.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Oh, it looks so good.
It's been a long time coming.
I know. I'm super upset that they've waited an entire generation to release it. But I was talking to my friend about this earlier, and he said he thinks the reason for that was they were having trouble getting the contract from Disney because they wanted a butt ton of money. And then it was.
They were working with Disney originally. Like, I guess maybe they got greedy about it.
This isn't confirmed or anything. It was just his thoughts. And I think that's probably true. I bet you they saw the success of the first 2 games and said, look, we want more money. And they're like, what? We need to add this many more worlds to the new Kingdom Hearts. We can't afford that. It makes sense to me because every time they make a new Kingdom Hearts, they add Disney worlds to it and universes you never thought they would add. And now people are predicting they're going to add Star Wars and Marvel to it because Disney owns those now. I hope they add
Star Wars.
That'd be fun.
That would be so awesome. Goofy dressed as Darth Vader or something. Oh, that'd be so awesome.
For anyone who doesn't know, Kingdom Hearts is basically a game. It's made by Square Enix, the people who make Final Fantasy. There's a lot of references to Final Fantasy in it, and I never get them because I don't play Final Fantasy, but people love that. And then it's just, you're this character, and there's problems all throughout the universe, and it's all Disney universes. And it may sound kind of stupid because it's Disney, but it starts off kind of classic. Like I love the first one because there's a lot of classic references to Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and things that I like to watch as a kid. They don't put in like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and whatever else stupid real time shit. If they did that, I would hate it so much. That stuff stays out of it. It's all cartoons, all animated features, and they have Pixar now. I hope to see some Pixar stuff in there too, like Toy Story or Monsters Inc. That would be really fun. Monsters Inc. would be really
this game
great.
looks like fun.
Have you never
I'm
seen
looking
it?
at Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is amazing.
You haven't played them, Lito?
Oh,
no.
They're awesome.
Go play them. They're amazing little stories.
Yeah, the story's good, and the combat is my favorite thing about it. I can't explain it.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It almost looks
fun.
like Sonic the Hedgehog type.
No.
It's because you're looking at the hair, the characters, and the Japanese kind of animation. It's nothing like that. You have your Keyblade, which is your primary weapon, and it has this. I'm not going to go into why it's called the Keyblade or anything, but it's this thing, and you just beat the crap out of things with it, and it's very satisfying. That's the only way I can put it. Satisfying combat. So I've been waiting because I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 like that. I just went through it. And
when was Kingdom Hearts 1 when did it come out?
I was in high
2000s?
School. I think
just the first one. I'm talking about the first one.
Yeah, it's older
graphics
now.
are incredible.
They're nice.
It was PS2.
PS2 era, yeah. It was early PS2 era. And graphics were really nice. Kingdom Hearts 2 stepped up the graphics, and I thought, wow, this is amazing for a PS2. And I was waiting. I got a PS3 for Little Big Planet Blu-ray, and I knew that there was going to be a Kingdom Hearts at some point. And I'm
you were lied to.
Yeah, I was lied to, big time. And so I've been really upset.
Wow.
And
I've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, and then also Ico 3, which was supposed to be on the PS3, which is still unconfirmed. No information at E3.
What is that?
They're the people who made Shadow of the Colossus. They also made a previous game called Ico.
Nope.
They're gorgeous little games with really cute stories. Well, it's not cute. It's serious. They're really good and really well done puzzle games.
How do you spell that so I can put it in the show notes?
ICO.
ICO. Okay.
I may be saying it
like
wrong.
All
but...
caps? Is that like an
that's
acronym?
why.
No,
well,
just the first letter.
I don't think this was at E3.
You're like a little. In the first one, you're a little demon boy who's basically saving a princess from the castle, and you go through and solve puzzles and save her from shadow demons, but it doesn't feel like an escort mission, like in the way where you're annoyed or bogged down by like saving her.
Escort mission, like Grand Theft Auto escorts, or
No.
Oh.
Like you'll actually have to grab her hand with a key button control on your controller and pull her along. But then you can like leave her, but you can't leave her for too long, or the monsters will come and try to get her, and then you have to defend her.
She can't run away herself? She sounds
Well,
pretty
she will
hopeless.
try to run a little bit, but they will grab her and try to pull her into a portal. It's really, like, it's not annoying. When you play the game, it doesn't happen enough to where you're, like, pulling your hair out.
Yeah.
Usually it happens in a scripted way where, like, the puzzle's really long, so you have to finish. It's like a sort of a timer, basically.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. Because that sounds fun.
Yeah, and so the third one was supposed to come out on PS3. No confirmation there. It could end up being on hiatus until PS4, or still come out for PS3, or just the series is canceled. I don't know. I hope it's not canceled. The artwork's gorgeous in those games.
I'm waiting for like Shadowgate, the newer Shadowgate.
What's
I love the
Shadowgate?
Shadowgate games.
Why?
Every room
Why
is
don't I
death.
I'm wondering
you
if
will
maybe,
die.
I'm wondering if PS4 will have that. That would be cool.
Oh, it'd be
It
so
might.
pretty too.
See, the PS4. See, I said this in the show, and now that I look at the PS4, I don't know, because I think when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I'm going to have a really hard time resisting. But I can see buying a PS4 now because of everything they did to undercut the Xbox. And if you don't know what they did to undercut the Xbox by now, go read a news story, because they win. Hands down. I don't care what you say about Xbox. I'm sure Xbox is going to have some great games that I'm going to regret missing, but I'm sorry. No, not happening. Nintendo is my system of choice, though, right now. I desperately want a Wii U. It's $100 cheaper than the PS4 is going to be, and there's so many exclusive Nintendo games on it, and I haven't sat down and played Nintendo games for a long time. I just miss it, you know?
Did you like catch the Nintendo
I didn't.
press release then?
No.
You did.
I didn't pay attention to them too much because they already have their system out, you know? So I figured their presence at E3 wasn't as important as the PS4 or the Xbox One.
Yeah, they did kind of get overshadowed by all the new shinies coming.
I saw Smash Brothers, yes.
Mega Man's going to be in Smash Brothers, though.
Yeah, that's going to be
Finally.
cool. And they put an Animal Crossing villager in there. Don't know why. I think that's going to be hilarious.
I think that's kind of cute, though.
Because
We know Nintendo's awesome because it's got Nin in
Nin?
the front. Nintendo 9-inch nails.
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
that was the stupidest
No,
bridge
Lito,
I've ever heard.
really?
What
We're
was
going to go
that?
there today.
Get out.
Get out. Get out.
Okay, so
Oh my gosh.
what were?
I want to
Where
hit
am
you.
I?
I want to hit you so hard right now.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Anyway,
You're killing me today.
no, speaking of Animal Crossing, that's the other game that's coming out that I secretly was really excited for, but I don't tell anyone that because it's one of those games where you don't really go bragging about playing it. But I'm shocked because
yeah, it's like
So you're embarrassed that you play Animal Crossing?
it's my closet game. It really is, and I am in shock because a bunch of people I follow on Twitter are abuzz about it. They're all like, "Oh my gosh, the new Animal Crossing's great." I'm like, I didn't what? So I don't know. Maybe their entry into Super Smash Brothers made it more popular. Maybe it was a lot of people's closet game, and now they're just sick of hiding it. But it's for 3DS. It's already out, and now I'm looking for a
they're
really
out of the
cheap.
closet.
My God, I didn't mean it like that. But anyway, I'm looking for a really cheap 3DS. Hopefully, an 3DS XL because I don't like the little screens.
Oh,
And-
I'm just gonna give it a miss.
Yeah.
The whole 3DS.
I'm-
Nope.
Oh, the
I'm waiting for the
3DS?
next thing.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
I
then.
don't like the 3D aspect. I never desired to have a 3DS, but this came out, and I'm like, this looks really good. You know? So
You can't help yourself.
I can't. That's my weakness. That game. It's stupid, but I love it. It's really addictive. And I was watching some trailers on it, and now for those of you who know the series, you'll appreciate this. In every Animal Crossing game, there's this little jerk turtle. He should be dead. He's just this walking skeleton turtle, and he's the mayor, and he's super old, and he gets nothing done, like absolutely nothing. He's just a pain in your butt the whole time. And now they made it. You think to yourself, why can't I become the mayor? What do I have to work towards in this game? Nothing. I fish and bug catch all day, and then I die or something. I don't know. Nothing happens. Now you can actually work your way up and become the mayor of the town, and then you get to make all the little decisions for the town, and you get to shape kind of a blank canvas. They kind of made Animal Crossing now, it's a little more blank, and you get to decide what goes where. Instead of eventually, in the old games, you triggered it so you would do something and they'd say, oh, we need a new bridge across town. And you didn't get to decide when it went up. You didn't get to decide what it looked like. You just got it. When you shop enough at the general store, it expands based on how much you spend. You don't get to decide what it looks like. You don't get to decide when it expands. It just does. They just say, "Oh, by the way, we're remodeling tomorrow, so we're going to be closed all day." But as the mayor, now you get to kind of shape the world. There's different stores. There's a whole bunch of different things you can add to the town, and I don't know. It's fun.
I'd be a little leery of that. It sounds like it's getting a little tedious now.
You're talking about the new one that's
Yes.
coming out? It's going to have that? Oh.
It might seem that way. From the reviews I saw, people said that they still kept it really simplistic because it is still for kids, and they want to keep that appeal. But I don't know. It's simple, but they made it more in depth. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I do like the idea with the newer consoles coming out. I'm sure there will be. Well, they've always probably done this before, but they'll be able to patch games and add content to games and things like that. And this new generation of consoles might be able to do that a lot better. I'm hoping.
I would hope so, but I hope that doesn't lead to a massive DRM or not DRM, DLC, downloadable content.
Oh yeah.
Floodgate. Because if it's going to be DLC, great. But if I have to buy my game 3 times by the time I'm done playing it forever, I'm not going to be happy. You know what I mean?
But like for instance, you're playing Animal Crossing, and there's the community speaks and says, well, we should be able to kick that turtle out of here, and then they say, oh, okay, well, we'll make an update.
Yeah.
And we'll make it so you can, I'm talking about things like that.
The problem is they don't make money that way. It's better
Steam.
it's better to include that in the sequel. And I understand why they do that. They have to,
Yeah.
they want to keep the franchise going. That's great. But it would be nice to see maybe some different shops, we've added new shops you can put in your towns or something like that.
Right.
So,
Or shops that you can stock and they're in your friends' towns.
Yeah, that would be really cool. They in the old game for the Wii, they tried to make like an auction house, and you could visit. I think it worked between systems. Like if you were auctioning something off and you were connected to the internet, maybe someone could see that auction. I don't know, but I think in this game they've kind of resolved that. There's a shop, and they didn't explain what it did, but it's like a used item shop or something. I forgot the name of it. And you can go in there, I imagine, I'm just guessing now, you can go in there and sell your stuff to them, and maybe when your friends visit the town, they can go in there and buy that stuff. Because
you were telling me that the first one you basically had to copy your map or your world, and then you had to give your friend that world, and then he can play your world.
Yeah, you didn't copy it. See, the GameCube is on the GameCube, and there's no hard drive on the GameCube. So if you took a memory card, a 32, they called it blocks. I don't know the actual size of it, but if you have a memory card that's 32 blocks, that's the exact size of an Animal Crossing world. So as long as that memory card is in the GameCube, you can access that world. Now, if you put that memory card in, and then you put your friend's memory card in, you could then travel to their little world, but they couldn't play at the same time as you. That was the bummer. So you were in there all alone, but you can go there, you can cut down all their trees, you could pee on their house, whatever you want to do. And okay, you can't pee on their house, I'm sorry.
That doesn't seem very child friendly.
I wanted to, but it wouldn't let me. But no, you can play little mean pranks on them when it comes to destroying their town, which was always fun. But yeah, then they made it multiplayer in the DS version, and then the Wii version was multiplayer. They keep adding to it. It's just nice to see that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, my little closet game. There you go. If a bunch of people end up playing it, though, I'm probably going to get a 3DS and buy it. So maybe that'd be something to do sometime. I can't stream it, but I don't know.
He wants Leaf Buddies.
I want Leaf Buddies. Leaf Buddies.
Sorry.
What?
Just had to bring down the cute level or bring it up. Really.
I want that game. Don't make fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. It's like...
I like the idea of it. I mean, it's awesome being able to have your own little world and do things in it and build
I'm thrilled.
It's just like Minecraft.
It's you know what that game did for me before I found Minecraft? That was my Minecraft, because it was the one game where there was really no goal and you could just kind of do whatever you wanted. But once Minecraft came out, I stopped playing it because Minecraft took it to a whole new level. So
Yeah.
But they've done enough with this game to make me want to go back. I tried going back from Minecraft to the newest Animal Crossing, and there wasn't enough. And now they've answered a lot of my Animal Crossing prayers. So this is what I do in my free time. Come on, Animal Crossing. I pray for Animal Crossing.
I'm crossing my fingers that the rebranding of 13.2 Versus to Final Fantasy 15. I'm hoping that'll be a good game.
Yes, people are excited.
It looks good. It reminds me of Final Fantasy VIII and the futuristic feel of everything, and it's more modern looking, and so I think I'm really going to enjoy that one as long as it's a good game. But I'm like so hesitant because Square Enix has burned me again and again and again, and I'm just like, I'm scared they can't make a good game anymore.
You'll like this because I don't play Final Fantasy, never really was into it, but because you have been talking about it, I looked up an interview for the new one, and they were interviewing the person who's in charge of the community aspect of it. And what they said is the reason they're rebooting this game is so they can get a community like feedback thing going. So they've been putting out an alpha, let a bunch of people in, and then
you're talking about the MMO. I'm talking about 15, the single player game.
Are you sure? Because this was in E3 and everything.
Both of them were featured at E3.
Okay. Well, anyway, they're listening to the community for the MMO a lot, and they're tailoring it to them
they
a
are
lot.
like very heavily listening to the community to pretty much rebuild the game.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm guessing that what they'll do, because
I did the beta this weekend. That game is so much better. Like, if you bought a copy, go check it out again, because it is worth a second look. I had so much fun. It's frustratingly hard, though.
I could never get into those games.
I don't like the combat. I don't like the being able to where it changes and now your monsters are over here and you're over here and you're fighting them and then you go back into the game, and I don't like that kind of combat.
I got turned off by Final Fantasy.
Turn-based.
Yeah, turn-based. I don't like turn-based combat for the most part. There was one Final Fantasy game that I liked. I didn't own it. I just borrowed it from a friend for a little bit. It was for Game Boy, and it had a different aspect to it because it was like, I forget what it was called, but my friend loved it, and he's like, you gotta try this. And there was just like, you had your little team.
Are you talking about Tactics Advance?
Yes. I had fun with that. I thought it was cool.
No, you were serious? You liked that one?
Yeah, I didn't play it a lot. I didn't buy it, but it was fun. I had my fun with it.
Oh, no.
What?
What is wrong with you? That was horrible.
I think that when they come out with an MMO,
Chat disagrees with you.
For Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy MMO, I'm guessing that because that's, if they're listening to the community is going to say, make sure it's turn-based combat. I guarantee it, because that's what all the games, except for one game when they tried to make it not turn-based, and
that's fair.
That game was, they were yelling at that game.
That's fair, because that's what that game has. So if you like that, you'd play Final Fantasy. You would hate it if people like me started leaving comments and then everyone else agreed. Take away this crap.
Exactly.
The MMO isn't turn-based.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Wow.
Neither MMO is turn-based that they've done.
Oh.
You can't really do a turn-based MMO. Not in the way they were setting it
RuneScape was
up.
partially turn-based in, like, you just kind of click the character and you watch them fight, and then you can change your spells or something. So
Have you heard of Wizards 101?
No.
That's turn-based combat.
Yeah, but who wants to do a turn-based MMO like in the modern era?
I don't.
I don't, and I'm a fan of turn-based, and I still wouldn't want to do it. I want to be that character. I want to role play. I don't want to like live.
I agree with you.
I don't want to be a third party looking in. I want to be my character.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of people.
Could you imagine them doing Elder Scrolls Online as turn-based?
I think some people would be screaming and kicking and throwing stuff if they just did that.
I heard a very short-lived rumor about that game that I'm so glad isn't true. Someone told me that it was going to be a click-and-move style like RuneScape. It was going to be above view, and you have to click to move your character.
Oh, no. They can't do that.
No. No. That's so not like the other games. They said it would play like the others.
I freaked out. I had to look it up. I was like, you're not serious. They can't do that. No one will buy it. No one will want that stupid game. And
no way.
Yeah, I was glad to see they didn't do that, because it needs to feel like you're playing Skyrim, but with other people around. That's what if they want to, and I'm sure that's what their plan is. That's what they're going for.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
That would. Ugh.
Well, I mean, since everybody's on the same server essentially with Elder Scrolls Online, I think that is the feel they're going for.
That's cool too. I like that. I mean, you need a massive server.
There is a drawback to it because there will be so many people together. In order to cut back on strain on the servers, they're using the phasing system. So you're not going to see everybody. You're not technically on the same server as everybody. But you don't have to worry about hooking up with your friends being like, oh, I'm on Titan server or
I've seen that
diddly-do.
I didn't like it. I've seen games do that, and I don't like
Yeah.
it. I get it, but I don't like it.
Well, I like the Dragon's Prophet idea with the channels.
Channels?
So there's like 10 channels. So you could be on a server and say you want to hook up with your friend or whatever. You go on the same channel he's on, because the channels are kind of like what you're talking about, where it's the phase in and phase out of people.
Usually with phasing, you don't get to pick. It just automatically puts you somewhere where it evens out the population.
Well, in this, you can actually choose the channel.
Usually it's based on like your advancement in the game as well. So you're always going to just be seeing people who are pretty much close to your same level on the same quest you're on and things like that.
Yeah. But say like you're going and you go to this city and there's just hundreds of people there for some strange reason. You can click on it and change the channel and go to a different channel and they won't be there.
Why would you want to be in a city where there was no one though? Because that's where you like do business and trading.
No. I'm talking about like some Basherverse gets on Dragon's Prophet and says, "Hey, everybody, come on!" And you got 100 people just going after Basher on Dragon's Prophet. But you can say, "Well, screw this. I'm going to Channel 2." And then you go to Channel 2 and everybody.
Are you saying you're not a Basher fan? Is that what I'm getting here?
No, I'm just saying.
I think that's what I'm hearing.
I got a link.
No.
He's not a fan of Hobo.
No, I love Hobo. Yeah, that's a good video.
Are you sure? Because I'm not convinced.
I'm just saying that people have done that. Like Swifty's done it on WoW. Same with Athene.
When you're saying like when any famous person comes into a game and invites all their fans to join them in that popular game, that world, that server gets pretty crammed pretty fast because everyone makes time to play with them. No, I've seen it.
And so then you change the channel and they all disappear.
I always liked RuneScape's way of doing it.
And then there's just a few people that are in that channel with you. You can play with them, whatever.
I always liked.
It's cool. I like the channel thing.
I always liked the way RuneScape did it. There was like probably, oh my gosh, there's like over 100 servers. They all hold 2,000 people at once, and if they fill up, they fill up. And you can go to anyone you want. You're not restricted at all. So you've one character, and it can just server hop all day long. If you're in a quest area and there's too many people there, you can be like, oh, I'll just try this one. And
that's pretty much the channel system that he was talking about.
The channel system is different in the sense that there's people around you. It's like there's ghosts near you, and then you change channels and all these people will appear. I just don't like that. It feels weird. I guess it's better than the Guild Wars way of doing it, where you're stuck on one server, and if your friends join another, you have to pay money to switch. I like that, but I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever. I wish we had the technology, which we should, to have everyone in one server and not cause any problems.
That's coming, I think.
Eventually.
It's going to be a long time, though, because you have to think about all the connections at once and a load in certain zones of the world. So, I mean, eventually we will get there, but right now, hardware just will not handle that. Especially, can you imagine, like, on launch day when everybody's, like, in the beginning city and in the first little areas, nobody's, like, near endgame stuff. Like,
can you say Sim City?
Oh!
Here's 5 servers and the most popular game to ever exist. What? Can I play offline? Nope! But I can't play at all. Oh, sorry.
Too bad.
We'll fix it in a few weeks from now.
Did they fix that? Like, is it all fixed now?
Oh, yeah. It's not even an issue anymore.
So, cheetah mode is in?
Oh, yeah. All that stuff that should be there is finally back. But I think it's too little too late for some people. I know a lot of people who just sold it. They're like, I'm done. I'm bringing it back to Walmart. They didn't want to deal with it. I think that's petty. I like the
Walmart
game.
has everything.
If you bought it at Walmart, I mean, that's great for you because if you were like me and bought it online, you were stuck. There's nothing you could do. So
Yeah.
that's good.
I'm fine with SimCity 4.
SimCity 4 was...
Or 3.
Oh, Lido and his old game.
The one before this one.
Yeah, no, that game's fine and all,
That's
but
4.
I'm just glad they
All
got rid
these
of that
next
tedious...
gens, I can't handle it.
No, if you look at it, they're almost pretty much the same. You know, there's a few things that they've added that are like water flow and things like that, but still, same game.
I just don't like the...
Graphics are a little better, obviously.
Yeah. I never liked the laying down pipes and power lines and things like that. I couldn't stand that. It just got so tedious and boring, so I'm glad the new one took that out. That was just my thing. That was my only reservation about it.
Yeah.
Hey, so over the weekend I did something that I think is going to make the show fun.
Revolutionize it?
No. So you know how we've kind of stopped doing the Mad Libs segment? They got really like stupid, and we you know we use this really bad website where we found people are writing their own and just submitting them like it's no big deal. It's kind of like Wikipedia of Mad Libs. Well, I was in the store and I found a giant book of Mad Libs that are official, like they're from the people who make Mad Libs.
Can you hold it up so I can see how giant this is?
Let me go get it. Check this out.
Okay. Wow, he's really like, I would have figured he had it right there.
Like this.
That's right here.
Oh.
No.
Just across the room. My hair's all messed up. Bam.
What hair? Come on, your hair's so wow, that is
Wow,
pretty big, she said.
Thank you for saying it like that, so all the people in the chat go, that's what she said. Like,
Yeah, I cut him off. I totally denied them that.
You did. That's what she said, by the way. Anyway, so...
Oh, it's a double.
Oh, snap. You guys want to do one right now?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Before I give you guys the cues, I'm going to tell the people in chat what we need, and that way you guys can pick and choose what they say if you want to
I don't
include
have
them.
the stream open.
Oh, well,
Oh.
Lido doesn't get to because he's dumb.
Well, no, I can open it up.
Well, you
I've got
could
that. I've got internet now.
you could kick one to the chat and then you personally pick one you like from the chat or something.
Yeah, you can, pick and choose. So all the people who leave dumb ones, you don't have to pick them. I'm just kidding. No, we do have a lot of people watching live tonight, so I thought it'd be fun to include them. So I need about, let's see, 1, 2, 3 or 4 nouns. We need a whole bunch of plural nouns. We need some adjectives, a number, and a couple verbs. I'd say one
I called
verb
number
ending in
4
S.
for the number.
The number 4.
I'm totally I'm stealing that.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with Jemmy. We'll let people catch up there. I know there's kind of a delay, but we need a noun.
Kraken.
Kraken. Okay. We need a plural noun.
Is that for me?
Yes.
A plural noun. Dragons.
No way. I didn't think you'd go there.
What's a dragon? I mean,
An adjective?
hairy.
Hairy. If you guys don't know what nouns and adjectives are in the chat, then just don't bother. A plural
They're
noun?
obviously thinking very hard.
A plural noun? Lido?
Plural noun for
Yes.
me?
Yes.
All right, a plural noun is
It's not not really anything.
dogs.
Dogs. Because they're barking in the background and distracting.
Yeah. Okay.
Another plural noun.
Barbershop poles.
Barbershop poles. That's ridiculous. Oh, I see.
Yeah. Hey. They stepped up. I went for it.
All right. You already chose the number 4. We need an adjective.
An adjective. How about
He always goes for I can never put it.
I know.
fly?
Fly.
No, wait, flying. That's right, flying. would be an adjective.
Flying would be a verb.
Yeah.
Could you describe something as
Oh.
flying?
Juicy. Jim's sister said juicy.
Juicy. Okay. we'll take juicy. Juicy for 500.
Whoa!
Now we need an adjective. Oh, no, we need another adjective. What?
I'm sorry. They are highly distracting.
So
We'll go
violent.
for golden.
Jeez, it's golden. Ridiculous. A noun?
A noun. Boulder.
Okay. An adjective?
My mind isn't. I can't think of anything.
What?
An adjective?
An adjective. Big.
All right. Verb ending in S.
Verb ending in S. How about flies?
Flies.
Well, there you go. You got it.
Now everyone
That's your
behave.
flying.
Everyone behave and need a part of the body.
Oh, dang. So hard. What do I want to pick? There's so many places.
Oh my god.
That's what
And-
she said.
So
I
many
know,
faces.
there's a whole bunch of people trying to participate in the chat.
I know. Let's go for eyebrow.
Eyebrow. There's a new one. All right. A noun?
God, I keep getting a noun.
You already
Speaker.
used dragon. Sneaker?
Speaker.
Speaker.
Yeah.
Check out them speakers.
An adjective. And then 2 plural nouns and we're good.
Humorous.
Humorous.
2 plural nouns. Tube socks.
Oh, that means it's my turn now. Dice.
Crossbows. Dice.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. This method is
All right.
called the Olympics.
Oh no.
Oh, this is a special Olympics.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Every 4 years, countries from all over the Kraken send their best dragons to compete in hairy games and win dogs. These events are called the Olympic Barbershop Polls. They started 4 years ago in Juicy, Greece. When a winner receives his or her golden medal at the games, the national boulder of his or her country is placed in a big band. The band flies the citizens of that country. What? As the band flies, the citizens of that country put their eyebrow to their chest and start singing the national speaker. Thanks to television, these humorous events can be watched over 1 billion tube socks throughout the world every 4 dice.
Oh.
You know, it's so funny because real Mad Libs actually work no matter what words you pick.
Yeah, they're written by people who have a brain in their head.
Whoa. That's a low
So that
blow.
one worked pretty good.
That one was okay.
I'm
But
just trying
we
to
have-
figure out how you put your eyebrow to your chest still.
Yeah, that's a difficult
You
one.
break your neck. You break your own neck, and then you can sing the national anthem.
What if you're made out of putty, though? I mean, I guess you could do it if you were made out of putty. You wouldn't have to break your neck.
Why would that be? Yeah, that's your argument?
A giraffe maybe could do it. They have a really long neck.
What if their neck is so long they miss their chest?
Oh.
Then I suppose there's
Oh.
other things they could do for fun.
Oh! Why would you say these things?
What? It's true. I'm not.
A whole new meaning to butterfly kisses.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow. We have sailed downhill.
That took a
Okay.
really wrong turn. I mean, I thought it was doing okay for myself, but wow. Oh man. Oh, did we cover all the E3 things we want to cover?
Yeah, I think we did.
Really,
I
we
think
did.
so.
One thing I neglected to check. I know there's at least one, but let me check our Write Us feedback and see what
No.
our friends have to
They
say.
disappointed me. I cried when I checked. There wasn't one.
There is one.
Not one. There's one?
There's one that was posted probably last week that got checked and looked over. It says, it's from JCE17. I think the whole gaming world should just agree on one console and not complain about it. And I censored his word for complain. How do you guys think that would work? I mean, I think Netflix and streaming services like that have kind of proven that that's out of the question because everyone has to have their exclusive contracts and everything.
Weren't we talking about a third-party like console that licensed streaming in the future from databases of every company's based like library?
Oh, I think we were talking about how that could be possible.
Yeah, we were talking about how that, in theory, that could be possible.
Yeah, because games eventually, I think after the article I read and stuff, and I totally agree with it, I think we are eventually going to leave CDs. That's just the next logical step, where we've been phasing them out already with with Netflix and all that. They're not going to go away anytime soon, because then places like Redbox won't exist, so they're going to keep their hold on CDs and DVDs as long as they can. But in the future, we're not going to be manufacturing little plastic discs.
Oh, yes! I love it!
My bad.
Wow.
Discs.
What's on your mind?
To go little plastic cases with little booklets in them and sent out everywhere. And retailers, it's going to be, if you want that, you're going to have to use the internet
Chad
like
is
everyone
going
else.
crazy.
We already make those. Vortex.
Yeah.
They're already in production.
And
we
I
don't
don't
have to make those.
I don't think they're going. I think we're going to see more of those and less CDs in the future. What?
No. Yeah.
Anyway, so once that happens, you could theoretically make a system that has all the game console, all the genres, all the everything on it, and you just stream it or download the things onto it, and everyone still has their licensing.
Could you imagine a red box with VHS tapes?
Well, that'd be so cumbersome.
They melt because they're in the sun.
Yeah, that and they would just be really clunky and.
That would be a mess.
The tapes would keep getting tangled up, and it would yell at you if you didn't rewind it.
Be kind and rewind.
Oh, you could implement a rewinder in the.
You could, but
in the box, like where it checks to see if it's rewound, and then, pushes it back into the slot where it waits for the next renter.
You could. I think it'd be funnier if.
But nobody's ever come out with it, and I don't think they will now because they don't exist anymore. But anyway.
Hey, it could happen.
Hey, hipsters love retro.
Redbox, I think Redbox. I mean, they really took over the renting movies market, but it's a dangerous game they're playing because Netflix and stuff. That's I don't know. They're eventually going to go away. Really, I mean.
Yeah. VHS
has stuck around. They as long as they could, they were around, but we lost them. So I think that's possible. And if a system ever came out, though, I mean, I'm sure Nintendo and Sony and Xbox, they'd all create their own. And if that ever happened and I had to stream my games, I wouldn't be happy because it's going to make you pay for them, and then you're going to be playing a game that's streaming to you that you don't even own, and there's nothing you can do with it.
Well, you don't really own your games now if you want to really get down to brass tacks.
Right now, though,
You're
I have a shelf.
licensing the privilege to play it.
Yeah, BS. I have a shelf full of games that I can go and give to my friend right now. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And once the Xbox One is trying to get away from that, I thought today, I'm like, wait a minute. If the Xbox One doesn't want to lose money on used games, why didn't they just not put a CD player in their system and say, look, our system, everything you have on it is streamed and downloaded. That's it. It's the system of the future, so you can't trade games on it. Sorry, that's just how we designed it. People would still eat it up, and they wouldn't be getting all this criticism, maybe. I don't know. Just a thought. They could do that. We have the technology to do that right now.
Yeah,
put a big old hard drive in it and say, download your games.
I think it's too much of a big change, though, pushing off from the discs and doing all digital.
I wouldn't be surprised if every system did that because we have the technology. It's here right now. We can download games on it already. I can download games on this system here, my Xbox 360.
Internet is barely getting there as far as speed is concerned, and not everybody has the kind of speed capabilities that some of us have.
Remember, just upgraded.
Well, no, I'm just saying, and once that happens, once everybody's got basically a decent speed of internet, then I can see something like that happening. But right now, I think it's too early for something like that to come out.
Yeah.
I mean, to download a 8 gigabyte file for me now is like 20 minutes, but before it was 6 hours. You know what I mean? Just to download one game, and it's like what
it's
the heck?
still it would still take a while. I'm just saying I was kind of shocked to see we didn't see any of that, but.
Right.
It's still going to exist. We're still going to have our downloadable marketplaces, and they're going to push them a lot this time around. I was just I'm like, we're still using CDs. That's weird. I didn't think we would be right now, but what do I know?
I don't know. I don't know why they don't just come out with little chips.
They could do that.
What are you? The chips in our neck? Is that what you're talking about?
No, he's talking about
No,
instead of a CD,
why a big
it's on
old
like
round CD? Why not? Even just a mini CD, like.
Oh, do you mean like an SD flash card or something?
Yeah.
I mean, something
Like for the DS?
Yeah.
Something like this. I mean, what? It's a little tiny thing.
The mini disc? The GameCube did that?
This
GameCube
thing
did it,
holds
and they went back.
1.4 gigabytes on it.
I think it'd be cool if they implemented, you could take a little USB, not USB, or a USB drive, or a little SanDisk thing, whatever it's called, and you could take a big one, go to a store, and load it up with games, buy them at the store, and then take them and then bring them home.
Oh, they wouldn't like that, though. It's too easy to pirate that way.
Ooh.
It's not controlled.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Internet. But anyway, we got to wrap up. We're running late now. Oops. But thank you all for listening to the Everything Noob podcast, as always. And we will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Next week.
Next week, indeed. Good night,
We'll
everybody.
have E4.
The E4 announcement! Yeah!
You got to stop doing
All
that.
right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Everything Noob podcast. Be sure to visit everythingnoob.com for previous episodes, show notes, host bios, blogs, and while you're there, feel free to write us with any questions, comments, or suggestions you may have. Don't forget to check out the links to our Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch TV channel as well. On behalf of the Noobs, see you next week, and happy gaming.